Well, hello there, family. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Here we are, Thursday, July 18th. Here it is. Here it is. You know, I'm happy to be here with you as always, with you and with Nick. Hey, Nick, how are you today? How is everything coming along? You doing all right? Well, I hope you are doing all right. Nick, what you doing? What you
Hey,
doing?
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Sorry,
How
yeah,
are
I'm
you?
I'm doing okay. It's not it doesn't feel as hot as it was the other day, so I'm feeling all right.
Listen, listen. I'm so happy that it's not because I've had to be out and about every day this week, and that heat was beating down on me. It was beating me, Nick. It was beating me. But today I felt a little reprieve. So I'm so happy for that. So happy for that. And to that point, I'm curious to know, family, did you get out today because we had this little reprieve? Did you get out and about? Did you enjoy, this good, nice, good weather today? I hope you did. I really do. I hope you did. Family, listen, it is time for a check in. Well, you can check in throughout the night, but I'm encouraging you to check in to let us know that you are hanging with us. Let us know that you are out there. You can do so by giving us a call at 215-634-8065, or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. And you can also post a message on our socials, and I will do my best to read it aloud. Yes, I will. Hey there, Tony. Tony Ford is checking in. It's a pleasure to have you join us. Love Light. That's right. Family, it's time for our Black History 365 moment. Yes, it is. So today's Black History 365 moment is about Septima Poinsett Clark. Yes, indeed. Septima Poinsett Clark was an African American educator and civil rights activist. She developed the literacy and citizenship workshops that played an important role in the drive for voting rights and civil rights for African Americans in the civil rights movement. Clark designed educational programs to teach African American community members how to read and write. She thought this was important in order to vote and to gain other rights. Her idea for citizen education became the cornerstone of the civil rights movement. She worked with Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference to win rights for African Americans. In 1976, she received a Race Relations Award from the National Education Association. 2 years later, the College of Charleston awarded her an honorary doctorate of humane letters. And in 1979, President Jimmy Carter presented her with a living legacy award. Let me get that right. Septima Clark continued to serve as an advocate and a leader until her death in 1987. Family, that is today's Black History 365 moment. You know what? I'm feeling the need to thank you all once again for agreeing to continue our Black History 365 moments, because I don't know about you, but I'm learning in this process. I'm learning so much, so much. I was not familiar, and I don't know how or why. I was not familiar with Septima Poinsett Clark. And I feel like I should be. I should have been, given her history and everything that she achieved. So I'm hopeful and prayerful that you too are enjoying our Black History 365 moments, and that they are actually moments that are either educating or refreshing the memory that you have. All right, I want to take this time to wish a happy birthday to all of our love lights who are celebrating. Yes, happy birthday to you. And I'm sending extra love and hugs to every single one of you. That's right. If your light is shining even the slightest bit dimly today, yes, that's it. Yes, indeed. I want you to know, and we want you to know, your whole tribe and village right here, that we're not going anywhere and you have support. All right. You've always got our support, but we're right here. Okay, family. Let's get started. Let's get started. Now, you know I'm excited. You hear that I'm on 1,000. Not that that's any different from every other day, but it's extra. I got some pixie dust on there with it today. And you know why. It's Thursday, and you know what we do on Thursdays. Yes, yes, yes. Thursday is ThurZdayz with Dr. Z, the one and only Dr. Z. And you know, I love when our girl comes to visit. So, family, I'm just going to bring her into the room. Welcome to the conversation with Dr. Zenida Driver. Well, hello, beautiful.
Hello, Carol.
I
How
feel like
are
it's
you?
been so long.
I know. Between you flying across the world and me being everywhere, it feels like it's forever.
It
1 week feels like
does.
forever, Carol.
It does. It really does. Oh, Z, I'm always happy when you come. It's
I know.
always, always. But I love the conversations that we get into, and you know, it's no different. Today is no different. Family, I see that you are checking in. Eric shares, that's just Rick. Carol, Nick, and Niall, how is our amazing word family doing on this hot Thursday evening? Well, we're enjoying it. Okay, we are enjoying it. And he follows up with, "Hey, Dr. Z is in the house. Guess what? We miss you." See
We miss you too.
Chip is joining us. Hey there, Chip. Michael Chip Gordon sending love and light to everyone. Malcolm. Malcolm White shares, "I'm watching and listening from West Mount Airy. Good evening, family." And Tony follows up with, "Hey there, Dr. Z."
Hello, nephew.
So, family, I said, all right, now yesterday you all remember the conversation, well, the caller that we had, and you all shared with me, there's been so much going on, and there's been a lot going on throughout the day. Well, I thought it would be a good idea, since we have Dr. Z here tonight, to talk about what's going on in the world, what's going on in the world of politics, and to actually like talk through some things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, family, you and I, we never did talk about the presidential debate and the aftermath of it. We never did talk about what's taking place, now in the wake or aftermath, if you will, of the alleged assassination attempt. Is that how we're calling? Is that how it's okay, being referred? Okay, okay. Because I want to be, politically
Correct.
correct.
Mhm.
Yes, and family, please let me say this. Let me start with saying this, and I will say this throughout the evening. If I say something incorrectly, just I don't mind you correcting me. I don't have a problem with that at all. But just know that it's not intentional. I just don't know. So, first question I have, um, because I never did ask you this. After the presidential debate, did the results of the most recent presidential debate change your decision about the candidate for whom you will vote? I don't want to know who you're voting for, but I just want to know, did it change your decision, and if so, um why, I guess. I guess that is telling me how, but I'm curious to know. I'm hoping we can have a healthy conversation about politics. And who better? Because Dr. Z, you're our referee. Oh, you've got your
Yeah.
shirt on. Look,
I got my ref shirt on. So you see it?
you can reel us
I'm
in.
gonna will us in. I'm gonna will us in and keep us on the right path.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So, family, tell me, tell me. I'm going to start and say no. It didn't change my opinion. Did not change my opinion in one way, or not at all. Didn't sway me in any way. Um, but I'm curious to know where we are, what we're thinking, and what we're feeling. You can give us a call. The phone lines are always open, always, always open. Call us at 215-634-8065, or you can even call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. That's right. Gary, I see that you're joining us tonight as well. Hey there, Gary Bryant, sending a good evening to everybody. He is. And there's Nasir Butler, sending peace and blessings to everybody. So, family, the first question, and that was the question that I have, the first question that I have. But Dr. Z,
Mm-hmm.
We were talking. We're opening the floor to questions.
We
We're opening
are.
the floor tonight. Yes, we're opening the
We
floor.
are. We opening it for questions. How did we feel after the debate, right? Did we have
Mhm.
different opinions? Did we see things differently? But I realized that this is impacting so many households too. And some of the recent conversations is, how is politics influencing dating and relationships? Is that, we always talk, Carol, about hot button topics and dating. Like that's our
Mhm.
thing, right? But
Mhm.
what does that do when it's time to talk about politics? And if the person has a different political perspective than you, what does that look like? So
Oh
that's
yeah.
where we're going to talk today. I think it's gonna open up some great conversation.
I that's a great addition to the conversation because I actually lost a friend over a differing opinion, a differing political opinion. I lost a good, well, someone that I considered a good friend over differing political opinions. And prior to that, because I had not had that experience, I did not anticipate, like, it was never even in my purview, like, that would happen. You know what I mean? Like, it was never a thought in my spirit that would happen.
Mhm,
And then when here I found myself in the midst of this conversation and this situation, I was thinking, wow,
mhm.
but it's real.
It is real. And it's conversations that, especially more now than ever before, we
Yes.
are having in friendship circles and dating. That goes right now from what I'm reading, and I did a little research, that is right on the topic on the list of credit score. Credit score,
That's it.
political views. What is your perspective? What are your goals? So it's really becoming something that people are having conversations about. So my thoughts was, well, what happens when you don't agree on those hot button topics? What happens when you have a different political perspective? What do you do in those cases?
And here's the other part of that too, because sometimes I find my thinking to be naive in some regards when I'm thinking about politics. Because I was about to say, is this, when you're talking about dating, is this with regard to couples with the same ethnic background? But it doesn't even matter
Mhm.
because people from different backgrounds are having differing opinions for different reasons. Wow, family. All right, the topics are on the floor. They're on the table, rather. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it all. Let's talk. Let's talk. It's been a while since we just opened the floor and said, you call in, let us know what you want to talk about.
Mhm.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've done that. So we thought tonight, why not? Why not? Nasir, I saw the post that you posted, and I am sending my condolences to you and your family and loved ones, your friends, family, and loved ones. I'm so sorry to hear that. Joey, hey, Joey Parham is joining us. Hey, Joey, sending love. So happy to have you here. Eric shares. He was saddened to hear that such a terrible thing had happened. It could have been Obama, President Bush, or VP Harris, but it has not changed his opinion on his upcoming vote. I, you know what? Me neither. Me neither. Me neither. Harold Spriddle, hey there, Harold, is joining us. Um, Harold asks, well, he shares, good evening, ladies. Was the friend you lost over political views black? She was not. She was not. She was not.
Interesting.
She was not. And we had a very heated debate about President Obama. This is when President Obama was in office, and I mean, really, I first of all, I was shocked because you really don't know what your friends think or how they feel. You
Mhm.
know, you don't you don't talk about politics when you just don't often do it, and it didn't even start as a conversation between she and I. She posted something, and I said, "Oh, did you mean to do that? I was like, did you
Was
mean
it an
to do that?" See, talking about that naivety. She posted. Did you mean to do that? Did you do that? Like, this is her account. She posted something, and I thought it felt insulting and disrespectful to me, and that was it. That was it. That we had, like I said, we had a very, very, very long conversation about it, and um, it just, I was good at the end of it. I was good. Okay, well, I'm glad to know how you feel. I did not know, but it's such a sensitive topic.
And what part of it, Carol, do you think caused the friendship to fall apart though? Like your different views, or you feeling attacked? What part do you think made the friendship fall apart?
Well, because her opinion was based upon the color of his skin and his background, and
Mhm,
she didn't know very much about the human being he is, the man, the person, the politician. She didn't know very much about who he was, period. She
mhm,
made a statement, and and I felt attacked because I felt like, well, okay, so what if I was in a position of power?
mhm,
Would you two see me in the same light? And she said, well, no, you're my friend. Yeah, but you don't know him.
mhm.
And you made an opinion about him, and you made that opinion public. And the way she, worded the way she worded it, it just wasn't nice at all. Like, it felt personal. It felt personal in the way I read it. And she said, no, I mean, but he shouldn't be president. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Based upon what now?
And so she
Yeah.
felt like he shouldn't be president based on his race. Is that what I think I
Oh,
hear you
she
saying?
did. She did.
Wow.
She did.
Wow. And I can
She
see how you would take that as a personal attack, as someone who resembles
like, wait,
Barack
what?
Obama, right? That could
What?
definitely be a personal attack. And I
What?
think things like that is different than having, because that's a subliminal. However, maybe if we don't see a hot button topic the same, how can we come to a level of agreement to disagree?
Right.
And we can
That's
still maintain friendship. We just agree to disagree on this one aspect of our friendship.
But you know what, Dr. Z, we talked about this some time ago. We're in a day and age now where, as good and grown adults, we
Mhm.
don't communicate effectively and adult properly. We don't communicate with each other and say, well, I mean, I understand how you feel, but I don't agree with that. And both parties are at a place of
Mhm.
acceptance.
Mhm.
We're at a place now in society where if you disagree, I'm ready to fight you
Yeah.
because you don't share the same opinion that I do. I I'm sorry, Grandma. Graham would say, don't you ever say hate. I strongly dislike that. I don't understand it. I don't understand that.
And I think that's because like we always talk about, the foundation of healthy conversations, so many people don't have. And so people don't like conflict. So it's either align
Mhm.
with my thinking, or this conflict means it's a problem. No, this is
Mhm.
just conflict, and it's healthy conflict. I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with me. However, we can respect each other's boundaries and each other's
Yes.
stance in a way that honors your opinion and honors the other person's opinion. And I think a lot of people struggle with being able to do that, not just when we talk politics, but just in general. But politics makes
Yeah.
it even worse because of everything that goes into it.
Yes, yes, yes. Family, listen, it's time for us to take a commercial break. I see the comments coming in. When we come back, we're going to go back to our socials, but we've got a few questions on the floor. We want to know if your opinion about the candidate for whom you will vote changed based upon the most recent presidential debate. And we also want to know if any of your relationships have been affected because of your choice, your choice of candidate. And also, we just want to hear from you. We want to know what you think and how you're feeling about our current political situation. How about that, for lack of another way? Family, stay with us. We will be right back.
Tune in this Saturday at 8 a.m. for Conversations with the Commissioners, hosted by Chairman Omar Sabir. Learn more about voting and how elections are run in Philadelphia by joining the conversation exclusively on Word Radio, Black Talk Media.
Until people come before profit, until all energy is clean, until the wild is truly free, Earth Justice will never rest. Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the planet and its people for nearly 50 years. Earth Justice has 150 full-time lawyers fighting in court for our planet's future, and representing all clients free of charge. No one fights more cases on the environment than Earth Justice. And we win because these are fights we cannot lose. Until justice stands for all, Earth Justice will never rest. If you share our restless spirit and want to commit to fighting for a just and equitable future for everyone, go to earthjustice.org/neverrest. Earth Justice, because the Earth needs a good lawyer.
We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black talk media, WURD.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Dr. Z right here on WURD. Today is ThurZdayz with Dr. Z, and we are having an open forum. We are talking about our current political state. We've put some questions on the table, but guess what? It's okay. If you have something else that you want to say in that regard, we're open to that too. We're open to just having a discussion this evening. I did share we would go back to our socials, and we're going to do just that. Our love light, Lakeisha Boston, is checking in. She's sending love to every one of us, and we send it right back to you. Gary Bryant, that is, he shares, people should be mature enough to respect another individual's opinion, even though they may not agree. I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And our love light Heidi, Miss Heidi Claire, she shares, I'm here. Have a blessed evening. Miss Heidi, I emailed you today. She follows that up by saying, politics used to be able to be discussed, but not for a long time. There's so much division right now. There really is.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. I mean, but it's scary to me how much division there is. Just Rick shares, I too lost a close friend because of her persistent inquiries into my political views. She was upset, persistent, and totally done with Eric and his views. Oh, well, next. Eric, you just tickle me. He follows up with sharing, don't get mad at me because I like Dr. Z over Dr. Mike or Dr. Jekyll. Be mature. Wish me well, and we can be adults and agree to disagree. See, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Malcolm shares, hey, Dr. Z, I was on the phone. What did I miss? And Miss Heidi shares, hashtag respect all. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Joey Parham adds, anyone who cuts off a friendship over opinions because of complexions is very emotionally immature. Yeah, but you listen, there are a lot of emotionally immature here. And our love like Miss Joanne, hi there, who's joining us, shares, I have two friends who just say they don't want either one of the candidates. So I'm not really sure who they will vote for. So we usually just don't delve into politics too much. The debate had no impact on my choice. Me neither. Miss Joanne, me neither.
But I like that, Carol. I like what she said. We just don't get into it because why are we going to have a conversation that we know could cause this relationship to fall apart or cause us just not to be as close? That's something we just take off the table, and it's okay to do that.
It really is. But I we're talking about politics, and I know someone who gets road rage. So there is no talking about politics. You can't get in front of her when you're driving. Like you can't. She goes off. But this is where we are. I mean, she really goes on.
We are a very reactive society right now. Yeah. We're so reactive, very reactive. Any little thing, we are very upset.
Yes, she gets so upset. If you could have your turn signal on. You could do it, the right way. But if you get in front of her, That's it. That's it. She goes off. So, what do we do, Dr. Z?
I don't know, but that sounds like she had some driving trauma. Someone cut her off at some point in her life, and she has not recovered from it. And she will never allow anyone to cut her off again. That's what that sounds like to me.
She will curse you out if you're in the car with her because they cut her out. I'm telling you. But it, you know, and when it happens, when I see it happen, it makes me think this is the society in which we live. This is the day in which we are, where everyone gets so upset about everything.
And I think too, we have to learn to be more inquisitive in nature when we're having these conversations. A lot of times it's very matter of fact. But one of the things when we talk about having hot topic conversations is to, whatever you're going to say, pose it as a question to the other person so that you can gain understanding of why do you have this political view? What does this political view mean to you in your life? Because maybe if I understand that the meaning for you, whether I agree or disagree, it'll allow me to have a little bit more empathy because I understand why you think that way. I understand why you feel that way. But I think a lot of times people attack in that conversation instead of being open to hearing, using questions, right, to understand the other person's perspective. I think that is one of the reasons why it becomes such a hot button topic.
So, Dr. Z, you were sharing with us that the discussion of politics is just as hot right now amongst couples.
Yeah, we actually pulled up the survey. It said that right now, let me read it to you. It said, I think 20%, 21%. Let me get it. I just had it up.
I can't believe
46% would avoid dating someone with opposing political views.
Wait, what was that percentage?
46%.
46? Wow.
46%.
Oh, wait, well, let me think about that because I might be in the greater number there. Wait, I was thinking, wait, I might be one of those people.
And then Generation Z, they're not even interested. They will automatically end, according to the research, relationships with anyone who do not align with their political view.
Well, Dr. Z, as it pertains to this particular election, I would have to say that I'm in that percentage. I'm like,
because I do think it does. If I'm dating someone and they have a totally different political view, that will cause me to want to understand, how do you see the world, right? Because your politics also influences how you see the world, how you interact in the world. So it would be very interesting to see, if you don't think the way I think or don't believe what I believe, if I can say, how do you show up in the world? How do you show up in areas that are important to my party, right? And things that affect my party and affects those who look and sound like me.
That's the question right there. That's what's most important to me. That is what I want to know. I want to see. I want to see how you are presenting, how you are showing up. But it's also important to me to know why you feel the way you do, because I may misconstrue just, on the surface, just because I know that your opinion differs. I may, I want to know why is it exactly now that you feel this way? Because, I think it's always good to talk about these things.
Well, let me ask you this, Carol. What if you have the person and they have a totally different political view as you? However, they're okay with a clear boundary. Would you still be able to date them? Meaning, we're not going to talk about this. You agree to disagree with me. I agree to disagree with you. You're this way. I am this way. Would you still date?
Ooh, that's a hard question. And because I am relating that question to what's currently happening right now, specifically the presidential election. And no, I can say with all certainty, no, absolutely not. Because there's so much at stake.
It is.
There's so much at stake. And I don't care who the person is, what their background is. So if that's even a part of the question, no, it doesn't matter to me. There's so much at stake that it's not that, like, it has to be discussed, and we have to be like-minded, because the only way I believe we are going to do better and get past what is happening is if we are all united. The more of us that are united, I feel like we have a better chance. So if you're telling me that we have differing views and opinions about this, which is affecting life itself as I see it, then no, no, no. Good, bye-bye. Gary,
You're in that 46%.
I am in that 46%.
You are in that number, Carol.
Yes, I am. Gary shares, people should be mature enough to be able to agreeably disagree. I agree with you. As Joanne shares, there are also other things they aren't interested in discussing as well, not just politics, but I have other friends I can discuss these things with. I do that too, because I do have some friends that with whom I cannot have a conversation about politics. So I do that too. I just keep that dividing line, but I also keep them at a little distance too, because I just like to know. Harold shares, I've seen family members fall out over politics. Yeah, I've seen that too. Miss Heidi shares, we should start listening again and hear what is being said instead of seeing it as an attack and twisting perceptions to what we think we heard. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. Like I said, because it's easy for me to hear someone say a differing opinion, but I really need to know why. I need for us to talk about it. I really do, so that I can have a better understanding of why you feel or think the way that you do. I think that's important.
Because maybe it may not agree with you, but if I can understand, maybe it's rooted in your upbringing, maybe it's something that is important and near and dear to your heart and to your family's heart. Maybe I can understand it from your perspective. That doesn't mean I have to agree with it. But if you're just flat out rude, abrupt, and disrespectful, that's a different dynamic. And unfortunately, sometimes when we start talking politics, especially now in these times, the conversations really do get rude and disrespectful.
You just said something else too that is so important when you're talking about dating or being romantically involved with someone, talking about their opinion. You said, this is something that you or your family strongly believes in. That's something to consider, because if you're dating someone or romantically involved with someone, you're dating for I don't know. It depends on the reason for which you're dating. But if you're dating that person for the long term, or, you're interested in a long-term relationship, that you're looking to become a member of that person's or join families, that is something to consider. That is definitely so. Well, Malcolm shares, look, I'm sorry. I wouldn't date a gorgeous woman that happens to be a dump supporter. I listen. And Gary shares, Carol, I totally agree with you. There is too much on the table that's going to impact our lives. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Right now, especially with revelations every day about what's at stake and what's on the table. This is not a small conversation. And it's not, I don't feel that it's something to be taken lightly.
Do you feel like this is a conversation, Carol, that how soon in the relationship would this be important to you? In dating, I should say.
Oh,
in the beginning?
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's a determinant for me. So absolutely. It is a deal breaker for me. Look, I've been clear. I'm in that 46%. So it's a deal breaker for me. Like, wait, I'm sorry. You do what now? Well, why? What now? So yeah, no, it's a determinant. That's that's early conversation.
Early conversation.
What? Yes. Family for you. Since I'm volunteering for you. If you were dating someone, would that be a topic of discussion early on, or would you wait? Would you hold on to that? Would you say, no, we'll talk about that later on. Let's get to know each other a little better. Like, or would that be something you talk about early?
I definitely agree with early. I'm big on that. Let's put it all on the table. Let's put it all on the table in the beginning. Let's see if we can work around it, or if we know that we should not even go any further and not waste my time or your time.
Hello.
In that regard. But interestingly enough, and a lot of people don't have those conversations early in relationships. I think now, because we are in a time where how we vote it makes a difference, right?
It's crucial.
But what happens when it's not a voting year? Are we having those conversations when people are dating? And according to the research, we're not. We're having it more now because we have to. But most people, when they're dating, they don't have the conversation, and then it comes out later down the line, now that you are already knee deep into the relationship or getting to know this person.
It is crucial. Wait, Miss Heidi, she shares dating profile, name, do you have a car, and what side do you sit on? I know that's right. She said, let's not even play. No games. Just Rick shares immediately. First or second date. Need to know today because it may become a problem tomorrow. Listen, I'm with you on that. Finally, I am talking to you. If you have just joined us, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Dr. Z, because today is Thursday. So that's ThurZdayz with Dr. Z right here on WURD. We are talking politics tonight. That's right. Yeah, we are. That's right. Because we can do that in this space because we all adult properly here, right? And we communicate effectively. And we've got Dr. Z. She's our referee tonight. She's our referee. She's going to keep us.
I wore my shirt just for that.
Right. That's right. But you know what? In all seriousness and fairness, we're talking because we think it's healthy. We believe it to be healthy for us to talk about these things, for us to have communication, open communication. So no matter on which side of the fence you sit, it's important to have open dialogue and to talk about these things so that we all have a better understanding of our thought processes, better perspectives. It just makes sense to talk about these things. But in any event, we're going to take a commercial break, but I want to remind you that the phone lines are open. The phone lines will remain open, as you know, because you're invited to every conversation. And feel free to continue commenting on our socials. I will do my best to read your comments aloud. When we come back, though, we've got some other things to kind of throw into the pot to see how you know, what you're thinking and how you feel. So stay with us because we will be right back.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Put this date on your calendar. Sunday, July 28th. I'm Tiffany Bacon, and I'd love for you to join me for the Breaking Bread live broadcast, brunch, and groove event at Jacob's Restaurant, 7152 Oakons Avenue from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. You can enjoy a fabulous brunch, check out my live discussion with local genealogists on how to trace your roots, and get your groove on with music provided by DJ G Flow. This event will be the end of week reset you didn't know you needed. Eat, dance, and chill at the Breaking Bread Brunch and Groove event at Jacob's Restaurant, 7152 Oakons Avenue from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. on Sunday, July 28th. Admission is free. The food is not. Please be sure to register at wordradio.com/Breaking Bread Brunch. This event is brought to you in partnership with Jacob's Restaurant.
No, what's the word, boy? What's the word? What's the word?
WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. Today is Thursday. So what we do on ThurZdayz is we talk to Dr. Z. That's right. ThurZdayz with Dr. Z it is. And tonight We're talking all things politics. All things politics, okay? Everything from the ceiling to the floor and everything in between. The phone lines are open, and you know our socials. We encourage you to comment on our socials. I do see that some comments came in. Malcolm shares, I have zero tolerance for dump supporters. Okay. Like the guy last night. Now I have an old friend that doesn't like either candidate. I try to convince him about Biden and he shuts down and says he doesn't want to jeopardize our friendship. Well, you know what? Actually, I actually respect that he doesn't, I can respect you saying, look, I don't want to talk about it. I can respect that. I can. What about you, Dr. Z?
I definitely expect that shows a level of emotional regulation and emotional intelligence because obviously he knows that whatever he's going to say could potentially lead to a breakdown in a friendship. So I think that's a great way because at the end of the day, we can agree to disagree and we can still be friends. I don't know if we can stay married or get in a relationship, but we can maybe be friends if you don't see the world the way I see the world. It really depends, though, right? What are the things that, because I have people in my circle who don't align with the same political view as me, and we get along pretty well because we operate in the areas that we have friendship in. Politics is not the area that we have a shared commonality. So what are the areas that we do well in? Let's talk about that. Let's share those moments because every friend is not going to be in every category. So I think it's about being able to maintain healthy boundaries. And what is the perspective? Like your friend sounds like that was more a color perspective, more than maybe someone having a financial perspective or what other. I don't even have a conversation. I don't even know what their perspective is because I don't want to know if I'm honest. But I agree. As long as you treat me with respect and I treat you with respect, I can maintain a friendship with you.
I was really hurt in that exchange because I just didn't see how she could see us as being different. I didn't see how she was able to separate the two. I didn't. I was like, I don't. What makes me different? What makes me different from Barack Obama? What makes and the only thing that she was talking about was
the two between you two, Carol. You make
no. Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I wasn't clear. I'm so sorry. Yes, I didn't understand. Given now, don't misunderstand me, family. I do have the understanding that I am not Barack Obama. Okay, I do have that understanding, but I'm saying as it pertains to the conversation and her reasons for not wanting him to be president, and it was based upon the color of his skin, and I couldn't understand. So what separates us? What makes me different from him?
Did you ask that, Carol?
I did. She said, "But you're my friend. You're my friend." Well, because he's not.
Was it solely race, or was it she didn't like the way he thought about various things?
She did not share anything else with me. If that was the case, okay. I'm going based solely upon what she said and what she posted. So like what? So what? I do see some more comments, family. I'm going to share those in a moment, but right now I'm going to go to our phone lines. Gary is joining us. Hey there, Gary. Welcome to the conversation, and thank you for calling.
Dr. Z, how are you?
Hello, Gary. I'm great, and you?
I'm listening, and for me, really, in this particular election now, if I was dating someone and they was a staunch Donald Trump supporter, there's no way I could be in a relationship with them. Mm-hmm. If you look at this man's history, some of the things that he's done and how he feels about us as a people, there's no way. There's no way. Mm. With a good conscience could I support him. But, people have their own opinions.
How about that? That's true. That's true. That is so true.
And even, I'm going to say this, even, both parties, the overwhelming majority of Black people are Democrats. However, we have to start holding them accountable also. And I'll go back to local politics. I look at our city. We're in chaos, and it's been over decades. And we need to hold all politicians accountable, especially the ones we vote for.
Oh, agreed.
So saying that, I'm tired of us supporting candidates who aren't really out there, sincerely out there, fighting for our issues and our causes. I understand they represent all of the people, but we have a lot of unique situations in the Black community that have still not been addressed.
That's a great.
I'll leave it there.
No, that's a great point, Gary.
One more thing I want to say.
Absolutely.
Okay. We had our first, Black president, President Obama, and it's okay. We got all caught up with that, but look where we still are.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are millionaires, or more than millionaires, fabulous estates and everything else, and the people, common people, are still suffering. And I'm going to say us in particular because our ancestors went through a lot of torture, mistreatment. They built America. And also we had a lot of people that contributed inventions and technology to this country, and people became wealthy, and they still didn't get the credit they do. Mm-hmm. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. No, thank you, Gary. Thank you so much. Oh, you know what? I have a question, another question actually I want to add, because I noticed lately, and let me start by saying I'm in agreement with everything you just said, Gary. I'm in agreement with everything you just said. But it takes me to another place, because I've been paying attention to the comments that have been made in the more recent past by celebrities. So, family, I'm curious to know from your perspective, how big a part does the opinion of a celebrity play in your decision for a candidate? Because some of our celebrities have been very vocal. Dr. Z, you're muted. Some of some celebrities have been very vocal. So how big a part does a celebrity's opinion play in your decision for a candidate?
Yeah, you're right, Carol. I was shaking my head to say, you're right. There are so many celebrities that I didn't even know align themselves with certain political parties that I had to take a step back and clutch my pearls for them. I'm like, okay, all right. But it's their opinion, and they're entitled to their opinion. I always go into it with an inquisitive standpoint of why, though. What is it about this particular party or this particular candidate that aligns with your lifestyle, resonates with your thinking? I just always want to sit down. And for me, I think that is where the conversations go left, because I would be more wanting to know why, right? Like, let's talk about why. I can't change your mind. Your mind is set, but why is this important to you? What does this mean for your life, for your family's life, for your children? That is what I would want to know.
Absolutely. In response to some of the questions we asked one question about how you feel and how early in the dating process do you feel it is necessary to discuss your political views or choices, if you will. And Gary shares, no, we're going to discuss this issue up front. He said, we are not playing with this. Okay. Eric shares, I've been dismissed because I was contemplating buying a foreign car or truck. And because I eat pork sausage and scrapple. Some folks are just ridiculous. Yes, they are. And that's another point. I want to talk about that for a moment too. Malcolm shares, well, I lost a few white friends right before the 2020 election. Oh, wow. During the protests, Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd tragedy. You see, that's so important. It's so important to me. And that's why I say about communication, about understanding the opinion, the perspective, the voice of another human being, of another individual. And that was a very, very testy time. I mean, such a testy time. And quite honestly, we're still on the heels of it. We're still on the heels of it. But, I don't think that we all have enough compassion for one another. I think we've gotten to a point where just what we all believe, well, look, my views and my opinions are much more important than yours. Like, when we all have some valid gripes, we all have some valid, I say it every day. We're not, we're all in this together because we all have some valid gripes. And
I think if with those gripes, Carol, if people would actually talk like we're doing, talk these gripes out, healing can happen, understanding can happen, empathy can happen. But one, we don't talk. Two, we are very reactive. Three, we attack instead of trying to understand. So it breaks down the ability for us to agree to disagree or to come to some level of understanding. We stop it before we allow it to happen.
We do. Look, y'all know I would go live with some animals if I didn't think they would kill me. I mean, some animals to live with. I'm one of those people. Yes, I am. You always hear me talk about my little nature walks. I'm always trying to pet the animals. I am. My family tells me all the time, see, that's one of these animals is going to get you.
Because you know what you're getting with most animals. You know what you're dealing with. You know what you're getting. With us as humans, we don't know what we always get.
You don't know.
You treat the animal with respect. The animal, ideally, most animals will give you respect back.
But my family keeps saying, go ahead thinking you're Dr. Doolittle or something out here. Go ahead, keep thinking it. Family, oh my goodness. Yeah, I have to laugh at myself. You know I do. Because it is my truth. It is my truth. But welcome to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Dr. Z right here on WURD. Miss Heidi, I see your message. Miss Carol does not want that responsibility. She shares Carol for president. No. I'm happy sharing this time in this space with you all. I love this. I should say too that I do love that we are able to have these conversations. I'm grateful to every single one of you because you're open to it. You're open to communicating, and just discussing. And like Dr. Z was sharing just a moment ago, it's so important that we do have these moments, that we have these hard conversations. We all listen. She and I both believe these conversations are necessary, especially in order for healing and in order for us to get to the next space. Family, the phone lines are still open. We want to know what you think and how you feel. The most recent question posed was, how big a part does the opinion of a celebrity play in your decision for a candidate? Call us 215-634-8065 or toll free 1-866-361-0900. Also, feel free to continue to comment on our socials. Whatever you do, though, stay with us because we are coming right back.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed on Evening Words.
Let's see, for some of our listeners who may not be aware of the studies that have been done about the ways in which girls, especially Black girls, are stigmatized against mathematics very, very early on. Talk to us about why you have to get to them early and why there are already girls in first and second grade who think they're not good at math.
The first thing I would challenge all of the listeners is who can say with a proud voice that I am not a math person, right? That has become a standard thing that we say, even though people don't say that about reading, even if they can't read their best. So I think the notion of who it looks like to succeed in math has changed through white supremacy, oppression, all of the gender intersectionality. So when you have people around you saying they aren't math people, and if you don't get it right this exact way the first time, you internalize that you're not a math person, whereas that's not necessarily true, and you need to be empowered to try it again, try it different, and it's on the onus of the teachers to show you a different way and to walk you along.
And that's your hottest 60 seconds from Evening Words on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
If you're worried about losing your health insurance through Medicaid, we have great news for you. New government regulations have expanded the Affordable Care Act. And now you may qualify to get health insurance for you and your family through the Affordable Care Act. Call now to learn if you qualify. We know the healthcare regulations regarding Medicaid, and we've helped thousands of people find quality, affordable health insurance. Plus, all our research is free to you. So call us. With just one call, we'll shop from hundreds of different insurance companies to find you the right affordable health insurance plan. So if you're worried about losing your Medicaid insurance, call right now. Speak with a licensed agent and find how you may qualify for a new health insurance plan.
800-275-7851. 800-275-7851. 800-275-7851. That's 800-275-7851. Paid for by the Health Insurance Hotline.
Family Therapy Vignette Moments with Dr. Lucille Ijoy.
The July Vignette. This is a serious time in this nation, and you and I can make a difference. We can vote. Yes, we can vote. Tuesday, November the 5th. Let's know for sure we can do our part. We can make a difference in the city, the state, the nation, and the world. Now, many people stayed up a long time, but they didn't like the outcome of the June debate. This is Dr. Lucille Ijoy, and I'm ready for this fight. So come along with me. Don't talk about it, be about it. Stick with it. Tuesday, November the 5th. Tuesday, November the 5th. Be alert. There is more to come.
Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor. Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Visit manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Walking into the building for the first time after the shooting, it was crippling, but it had to be preserved.
In response to the Pulse nightclub shooting that affected the LGBTQ community, Barbara Poma, owner of Pulse, founded the One Pulse Foundation to honor Pulse victims and survivors.
If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together than apart. It is the power of love in its rawest form.
Join the fight for LGBTQ acceptance. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
We are the home of progressive Black Talk Media. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online on wordradio.com and the Word Radio app.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Dr. Z right here on WURD. It is ThurZdayz with Dr. Z, and tonight we are talking all things politics. We want to know what you think, how you feel. We want to know it all, actually. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We've broached a few topics as it pertains or under the umbrella of politics, I will say. One question posed was, did the results of the most recent presidential debate change your decision about the candidate for whom you will vote? And if so, why? Another question, and the most recent question was, how big a part does the opinion of a celebrity play in your decision for a candidate? And we also asked, if you're dating someone, how early in the stage of dating do you feel it is important to discuss your political views and preferences and opinions? So we've been talking about that. I asked the question about the opinion of a celebrity because of the most recent comment made by, I think it was George Clooney. And George Clooney was very vocal, very, very, very vocal. And it made me think. It really made me think. And then most recently, what is the young lady's name that was at the Republican National Convention? She's from Philly. Amber Rose. And it made me think, now listen, I know that having celebrities speak in favor of a candidate, that's not new. it has just been in the forefront of my brain because of what I'm hearing and seeing right now um, celebrities. And like you said, Dr. Z, some I've been surprised by the opinions and views and choices of some. So I'm curious to know how much of an impact does that have on how you think of what you feel, or is it typical for you to say, "Oh, well, so and so likes so and so. Well, I like them too." Do you do that? I don't do that, but I'm curious to know if you do that.
I always say, when I think about it, Carol, Amber Rose? She's not someone that I would look to, right, for an opinion for anything. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but let alone her political view. But I think for some of the celebrities that I saw come out that I've watched growing up as a child, and just even now, it's shocking. But it's celebrities, it's money, it's entertainment, right? It's getting views. But I would be shocked for some of them that I actually had a totally different perspective on. I won't say names. To see them come out and just align differently has been eye-opening for me. But I think taking the opinion of an entertainer, they are just that, an entertainer. So how now someone who is known for making a difference in the world, known for standing up for the rights of people, their opinion may make a more impact. But Amber Rose, I looked at her as an entertainer, and that was an entertaining comment in my mind when I read that.
I didn't even know how to process that when I saw the clip. I did, but you know what? I don't. I thought of her and I thought of George Clooney because they were the most recent two that whose opinions I had seen or heard. So that was from where that came. But it just made me think of how much more vocal I feel celebrities are being now. So that was from where that question came, family. In case you're wondering, what is Carol talking about? That's where that came from. Eric shares again. Not at all. Many actors or actresses think what they want, and many are paid generously to think what they are paid to think. I use truth, facts, character, and common sense. I have more common sense than money. Hush. Now, don't you put that in your universe. You're rich. You're rich. And Malcolm shares the MAGA crowd has zero respect for Black humanity. So a conversation is not possible for me. I mean, now you know what, Malcolm? I understand. I overstand when you say that. And the supporters that have been most vocal and aggressive, I'm not really open to having a conversation because I don't feel like it would be an even exchange. If I'm talking with someone, even if it's someone who feels strongly about that individual, I wouldn't mind having a conversation if we could have a civilized conversation, if we could maintain, the boundaries.
Some common ground of what we can talk about.
If we could maintain that, then I have no problem having a discussion. But those individuals who that you of which you just spoke, or those individuals that you mentioned, Malcolm, no, I'm with you. I have absolutely no desire and no bandwidth to,
because I think, Carol, too, like a lot of them, they're just totally on a different wave of thinking. However, many people with that particular party are having conversations to win debates instead of doing our best to understand. I think that if we take away the trying to change someone else's viewpoint and just listen to understand, I think that would, it's not going to change anything, but at least, as I shared earlier, it'll create some level of empathy. But a lot of people on that particular side, they don't want to have empathy. So that you don't even put yourself in a predicament to have those conversations. And if we tie that to the whole dating perspective, as soon as you show me that you're not even open to having a conversation, that is going to be a red flag for everything else, because that means we will never be able to have hard conversations about things that we agree to disagree on. So that's an automatically no for me. Automatic no.
That's a wrap. Miss Heidi shares celebrity. It honestly depends on what the celebrity stands for beyond politics. And if it aligns with my thoughts, I'm in agreement with that too. I mean, I don't mind hearing anybody out, but ultimately the decision is my own. And so I'm in agreement with that. Gary shares many times we think a particular person of another race is our close friend until you get into a discussion about race or politics, then the truth comes out. Yeah. Malcolm follows his comment with sharing. I guess I've seen so many toxic comments on social media. I really, I, I haven't, but well, let me say that because I haven't really been on social media, so that's probably why. If I was on social media more, I probably would. But I've been trying to maintain a healthy dose, if you will, of social media. So I kind of I'm going to take a moment to go to our phone lines. We're going to go back to our socials in a moment. So, family, feel free to continue commenting. But we're going to the phone lines right now. Samson is calling in. Hi there. Welcome to the conversation. And thank you for calling.
Hey, good evening, sis.
Good
yeah,
evening.
I'm in the same frame of mind as the two of you are. Do I see the celebrity making efforts other times? You know what I mean? Like if something, he said something, I would filter that through everything else I was thinking, because, he's always trying to he's always trying to contribute to the community, same as LeBron James. And also the fact of what they're saying, I mean, it might be somebody like Cameron, who I saw a video clip of, the Senator Cameron. I saw a video clip of him a few days ago, and he actually talked about black people. He was like, the Democrats sold us on hope, and he went hard with different things they sold us on, and we have like very little outcome. Now, he's a Republican, and I have to remind myself, we are talking about whether or not they're even going to try to apply the Constitution to our daily lives. That's the difference between Biden and what I think Trump's effort is going to be. So I had to remind myself of that because he was telling the truth. Because you don't hear, usually you hear them trying to whitewash stuff and trying to make everything vanilla. But what he was saying was real to me. They sold you on this, that, and the third. What'd you get? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wow. And you said who was this that was speaking? I'm sorry, Dr. Z.
Cameron, the one that I think is married to Senator McConnell's daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, who I think he was also caught lying for the sake of, basically being corrupt, I think a couple years back. But when he went hard on that, that made me think too, and I just had to remind myself that, the Constitution may be null and void, no matter what we think of it. How well would they really follow it when it comes to different communities? I had to think if Trump comes there and he tries to make it null and void, that's pretty much the worst of all possible outcomes. And when I was on social media, I was saying, a few years ago, it's like if they had the chance, they would have us back picking cotton again or something for free. And people say, no way. But I believe that the effort is towards that. You know what I mean? So that's what I see as the difference between a Trump and a Biden. What Cameron was saying, I was like, wow, I just had to remind myself, we're talking about the Constitution or not.
That's a great point. The Constitution. That right there is a whole conversation in and of itself. The Constitution, this antiquated document, the Constitution itself. There's so much to discuss about the Constitution. But yes, Daniel Cameron, that is to whom you were referring, Samson.
Yeah.
Yes, Daniel Cameron. Thank you for that point of view. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your family, here we are. We're having a conversation. We're having an open conversation about politics. Whatever your opinion is, however you feel, share it with us. We want to know. We want to know what you think and how you feel. We had a few questions that we put out there, but guess what? We're open to your questions. We're open to your comments. We're open to it all. We want to, well, we're encouraging a healthy discussion. So let's have it. Let's have it. I'm going to go back to our socials as I shared earlier. Our love light Joanne shares celebrities are entitled to their political opinions like everyone else. They, of course, get more publicity, probably half of their reason for speaking out. But if you're grown, I can't see how their opinions would change minds at all. Yeah, I agree too. I agree wholeheartedly. Harry Wims is joining us. Hey there, Harry. Happy to have you join us. He's sharing a good evening with everybody. He shares the RNC is having their week, but just wait until the DNC. Just wait. Malcolm shares, I don't go by what celebrities are saying. Yet me neither. Me neither. Me neither. Eric shares, I used to love John Schneider as a great actor until he tweeted Joe Biden and his son Hunter ought to be publicly hung. What? That's just mean and evil and a poor way of using your celebrity voice. Yeah, I am dumbfounded. I'm shocked and I'm disappointed. I had no idea. No idea. I had no idea. Harry follows his comment with thank you for this conversation. Oh, and I see you shared Daniel Cameron. Yes, we were talking about Daniel Cameron. He shares thank you for this conversation. Miss Heidi, I see that she shares, she's got to run everybody, but she shares, thank you so much. This was such she said, thank you for this amazing conversation tonight with a bunch of very respectful people. She so enjoyed it. Miss Heidi, check your email. I emailed you. And Malcolm shares the caller was referring to Daniel Cameron out of Kentucky on the Breonna Taylor case. Yeah, listen, family. Dr. Z, I guess I will pose this next question to you because here we are. We are all in, this is a trying time and it is a pivotal. This is a pivotal moment. How do we maintain our sanity going through all of the, it's a lot. This is a lot.
It is a lot. And there's so much going on with it now, more now than I want to say in the past or ever before, because we've been in these times before, but not similar to where we are now, right? But I think what you said earlier, Carol, was a great point. How much of that do you allow yourself to entertain, right? How much do you pay attention to it? How much are you on social media? How many times out of a day are you watching CNN and watching the news? Making sure that our intake is portion controlled, because it is a lot and it can consume us, but not to stray away from it, because we have to know what's going on. We have to stay woke, as people say. We have to stay active in the political debates, in the conversations, but we have to also unplug at times, because it can consume us mentally, emotionally, and making sure, are we having conversations in safe spaces like this where I can say how I feel and how I feel is respected? Because if we already are in trying times, we're already emotional as we look at everything that's happening, then you go have a conversation with a coworker or a friend, that's just going to make it worse. So right now, I would be very careful where I have conversations at, unless it's a topic or a necessity. But I would be careful where I have those conversations and making sure it's a safe space for those conversations to be had.
Family. Once again, we are talking politics tonight, and there's so much to discuss. Just there's so much. I read today that President Biden's health is well, he has COVID. It was shared today that he has COVID, and now that's being added to the conversation about his health. It just feels like gut punches. If not every day, then every other day. You know,
He can sneeze. They're going to find something wrong with it. He can walk wrong. They can find something wrong with it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But, to be fair, that is what debating is about, making myself look better than the other person by any means necessary, whether we agree or disagree. So if I have to find all the negative things about the person to make me look good, that's what they do.
Yes,
That's
yes,
what
that
they
is
do.
indeed what they do. That is indeed what they do. But it is so interesting to me. Like you just said, if you have to find all the negative things, like so you say Biden has COVID, and they would spin it in such a way to try to make us feel like, oh, well, he's inept, he's incompetent. Well, are we when we get it? Like, what are we? We're all human. We are all human beings.
Mhm. But that's them adding that as the icing to the cake of all the other things they're saying is medically wrong with him, or various things of him aging. That's just them adding a little bit more icing on top of it. But it doesn't take away from some of the things that we already know the other candidate has done in the past that could show that something may not be right with you mentally or physically.
When we all know. We all know. We all know. Family, I'm going to take another moment and go back to our phone lines. We've got Craig calling in. Hey there, Craig. Thank you for calling and welcome to the conversation.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay. The whataboutism, the way you guys say, and we know that Trump, like insinuating that Trump is something's wrong with him, and it's like, what channel are y'all watching? Like Biden slurs, he talks like that. Trump, we hear everything he said. You might not like what he says, but you understood it. He walks. Biden shaking the hand of nobody. Biden read pause from the teleprompter. Like this is getting to the point where we got to start checking the people who just Biden, and we know he's good, and he's not good. It's okay.
I'm sorry, I can't do anything but laugh because you've never been in the position in which he sits. You've never sat in his seat or Trump's seat to even be able to speak from that position. Once again, though, I'm so glad that you called. I'm glad you called back. How about that? I'm so glad you called back. But you're speaking on something. You're talking about a man who's slurring, like as if you've never heard Trump slur, because we all have. We all have. We see Biden read from a teleprompter just like we see Trump read from a teleprompter. You're trying to make points that are not valid. You really aren't. But you know what? It amuses me, and I so appreciate your contributions. But I did say yesterday, when you get a valid point, I welcome it. I really do. I welcome it when you get a valid point that stands strong. I welcome that, because then we can have an actually intelligent conversation about both candidates. But until then, and until then, I appreciate you keeping your comments to yourself. Okay. Thank you so much for calling, though. I appreciate you. All right, then. So, family, it's time for us to take a commercial break. I'm looking at the clock. And we welcome your comments, though. Yes, we do. And we welcome your conversation if you so choose to call. Stay with us because we'll be right back.
Don't forget to tune in to the Dr. Emeka Show, Sundays at 4 p.m. only on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Bro, what you doing?
I'm flowing and relaxing. Do you mind?
Oh, no. Gotta get these laps in. Come on, man.
Laps?
Yeah, man. I'll challenge you right now. 4 laps across the pool at top speed, and the winner gets the new Giant Buck scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. You could be swimming in cash.
I'd rather be scratching and relaxing.
I mean, you can with the Giant Buck scratch-off. Let's go.
All right. Challenge accepted.
Pick up the Pennsylvania Giant Buck scratch-off game today. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Problem gambling? Helpline 1-800-GAMBLER. The job search can be a difficult and frustrating process. Word's Livelihood Initiative was designed to help you find the right opportunity for your next professional move. Check out these recent openings posted on the Livelihood job board at wordworks.com. The Public Health Management Corporation is hiring for exciting roles, including a medical director and registered nurses. For more information on these jobs and others, go to wordworks.com and learn more about the Livelihood Initiative. Brought to you by Word Radio, progressive, Black Talk Media.
Want the latest in word swag? Check out the shop tab on wordradio.com. Hoodies, tees, and more in a variety of colors. It's the shop tab on wordradio.com. You can look good and show the world that you're all about Black Talk Media. We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black Talk Media, WURD.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Family, welcome back. Welcome back to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Dr. Z right here on WURD. OMG, that I'm getting myself together. I'm just so tickled. I'm just tickled. Malcolm is upset. I know. But you know what? Malcolm shares, now you see why I have zero tolerance for them. Now do you see? Malcolm, don't be upset with me. Listen, once I recognized, I said, oh, okay. All right, here we go again. We're doing this again.
I was going to show us how we have conversation with people who do not think like us. But Carol said, not today, not on my segment.
I learned something about myself.
There goes my question. I was going to model for our listeners, how do we have conversations with people who have intense thoughts and feelings? Carol said, no, we're not talking to him today.
Wait, I'm laughing so hard because I just did all this talking. No, we could talk, we could have it, but it made absolutely no sense. Now, again, family, I reiterate, if we're having an intelligent conversation like I shared with him, then I'm good with that. I have absolutely no problem, but I will not. That's going to be a negative. We're going to go back to our phone lines though. Miss Juanita is calling in. Hi there, Love Light. Welcome and thank you for calling.
And thank you, Love Light. I do appreciate your show so much. And you can't help but laugh at some of this stuff or cry. And we refuse to even cry with people who don't make sense, unfortunately. And I've never talked like this before, but this is not the time nor the place or the season in our country for people of color to be talking nonsense. But most importantly, I am, really feeling the same that you feel. But I really think these polls are off, number one, because I really think they should be illegal before, 3 months out before the election. Even I think they should just be illegal maybe a month out from the election, because they are always misleading. And for the Democrats to feel that it's the polling that's making them want to tell Biden he cannot win, the only one who can win against 45 is Biden, because he did it once. And secondly, if they want someone to energize the party, I cannot think of anybody more qualified than Biden, because we're looking at decency versus indecency, criminal versus non-criminal, someone who's really faithful in their faith as opposed to the fake Jesus, the fake so-called Jesus, I should say. So therefore, I just, that energizes me just to know that the man, yes, in honesty versus dishonesty. It's the character of the man that makes the difference. And we cannot be fooled, because we know he might stay on script tonight, 45, trying to unify, but it's not even in the man to do that. And if it was in the man to do that, all of the speakers prior to him have violated their oath of office, so to speak, and their allegiance to him. So we really have to stay focused, people of color, because we really do need to get this right. Because if we, first of all, this thing is bigger than Biden. Biden feels, and like I do too, that those polls are not right. Because if they're neck to neck in the national poll, how can he not be leading, or can be a split in the swing states? That's why we have to listen carefully as to who's doing all of this, polling information. Because every poll that I complete, I'm always for Biden. I think they're going to make this man, unfortunately, yes, he's of age, but they knew he was of age when they asked him to run a year ago. And the only thing that has changed, and I'm not going to keep you long, is, if they're basing it on that one debate, we can debate that 45 have done so many crazy things. As we know, he has all these criminal charges, but the Republican Party, they have lined up with him. We have a credible candidate. We should be more than willing to overlook whatever this man has done, as long as he's decent, he has a decent character, he has, the one wife, his first wife, was killed. So, and they supposed to be a party of family and rule of law. And how can you allow someone, first of all, he shouldn't have been able to even be in the race. And how, because of all the illegal things that he has done, and he tried to destroy our government, now he wants to go back and run it? It just doesn't make sense. And if they want to start their own party, don't mess up our party. Go out and let me get on, because I think I'm saying a little too much.
No. It's appreciated.
I appreciate you too, but I do want to stay on point and let others also, because there's so much to talk about. But let's don't get hung up with these polls, and let's pray for Biden. And I encourage everyone, like I've been doing, call the senators, call them and let them know how displeased the voters are if they remove Biden from the ticket. I guarantee, unfortunately, I hate to say this, that will cause us to lose this, the Democrats to lose this election. Although this is bigger than the Democrats, it should include all Americans who are concerned about women's rights, voting rights, and all of the above. So it's bigger than Democrats, it's bigger than Biden. The American people will defeat 45. Because he's already defeated, and he knows that. And people say, "Oh, he looks so solemn," after he had a close call, call to death. No, that's just a man that's saying, "How did I get away with this?" People want to vote for me and support me. I just think it's a mixed bag there. There's no way that I would sit there knowing all. One day he will have a come to Jesus moment, but I don't know. But I have to be optimistic. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Z.
I'm just laughing as you're talking. The phone's listening, and I look down at my phone, and it's showing how all the right delegates are wearing bandages on their ear in honor of Trump, on their right ear in honor of his assassination attempt. I just thought that was interesting. The extreme measures that party will go through. They all are standing here with white tape and bandages on their ear.
That makes no sense. See, and you know what? To that point, let me say this too, because family, with what just happened a moment ago, I want to be clear and I want to reiterate, because I want you all to listen. I want you to know, I've said it and I do mean it. We can have differing opinions. I have no problem with that. So you are welcome to call, if your opinion differs from mine. I have no problem with that. Again, though, the conversation, that it has to make sense. It has to make sense. Dr. Z.
I can't stop laughing as it was happening, family. I was like, Carol, I had a question, and I was like, Carol's not letting it come out. Not today. Not on her segment today.
No.
I
No.
understand, though. I understand he did. He's
No.
ready to go on a tangent, and I hear that he does this all day on all the channels. So, not on Carol's segment. He got you last night. You said you're not going to get me again today, huh?
I said, well, I'm sorry, what happened? Well, and again, like I said, if it's a valid point, though, because I would like to consider myself fair and reasonable. I would
Right.
like to. I really would. And
Right,
I
Carol, but we got to
listened, I
listen, hear
will.
him out, you know.
Oh, we did.
Right,
We
Jolie?
did.
Y'all
We
did
did hear him
yesterday.
out.
I
We
didn't
did.
hear him yesterday. Y'all heard him yesterday. I would have
Mhm.
loved to hear him today, though. But you said no, not today. Not on my segment.
No, we don't get. And you know what, too? Like I did share the first. Well, one of the things I did share is your spirit has got to be right. When
Yeah.
when we are conversing, when we are communicating with one another, listen, family, I don't care if I'm in front of you or we are on the telephone or if we are here in this space. It is about respect for me because I'm going to respect you. Even if you upset me, I'm going to be respectful to you because we should be.
Mhm.
We
And I
should
think
be able to talk.
he made the point that I just said earlier. A lot of them start with a text and questions. He started the conversation with, "What channel are you all watching?"
Like,
That was an attack. So
Yeah,
that
we're not
puts
doing that.
you in the natural defensive posture, right? To say, one, if you weren't emotionally regulated, you could have triggered you to go off just as much as he was ready to go off. However, you was able to kind of regain yourself and create that boundary in the conversation. But I think that's what we have to be careful of when we do have conversations with people who don't align with us or don't think the way we think. If they come off with that defensive attacking posture right in the beginning of the conversation, it's not even warranted. It's not even a conversation that
No.
but I do welcome conversations, like you said, with people who want to share with me why they feel the way they feel about their political party.
Absolutely. About anything. About anything. We can talk about anything, but I will not be attacked. I will not allow you to attack me. I will not allow you to disrespect me. I will not welcome that. I will never welcome that. I will never, I repeat, welcome that.
Oh, we saw that, Carol. It was not welcome today. It took everything in me not to burst out laughing while you were talking. I was like, Carol said, nope. I don't care about
No,
You're
absolutely not. Mm-mm. No, absolutely not. But that would be a never. They say never, say never. Well, never. That's an absolutely not. I do not. So, but like I shared, I am going to explain to you. I am going to share with you my reason for such. Like I did, I did explain to the individual yesterday and today. I believe I explained in a good space. Dr. Z, what you just Dr. Z is cracking up at me.
I can't. I'm gonna be chuckling until tomorrow. And I'm probably gonna go back and listen to this segment later just so I can get a good laugh.
No. You know what? Let me go to our socials for a moment. You are a mess. Oh, Miss Joanne, you laughing at me too, Miss Joanne. Miss Joanne is laughing. Oh my goodness, Malcolm shared. Oh, the troll is back. Get rid of him. You know what, Miss Joanne? Here we go again. So you all, okay, okay.
They was ready to. Your family was ready. He
But
wasn't going to
listen,
last long. I was the only one trying to hear him out. Everybody else is ready to get him out of here. I had my ref shirt on. I was ready.
Listen, we ride here. We ride.
Yes, y'all do. Yes,
we do. Don't we, family? Because listen, I mean it though when I say it. But this right here is Marcy and Riddick. This is my mother. This is, my entire life because my mother said, you don't ever, ever, ever have to jump to someone else's block. This is your block. This is where you stand. Be who you are. If I cannot communicate to you how I feel in this way, like if you take me there, then we both have a problem. And it takes a lot, to get me there. But it shouldn't be that easy for any of us to just jump off our block because somebody comes at you. Like, oh, wait. Okay. Especially if I did not do anything to you to warrant that. Then that's something else. That's something else. So, and at that point, I have to make that decision as to how I'm going to handle that. Oh, wait, Harry. Harry.
Put the chair down, Harry. Put the chair down. Okay?
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sending you all hugs. No. Oh, I'm sending you all hugs. No. Oh, Dr. Z, help us, calm us
Yeah, I
down.
am. It's like me trying to be in the middle. Get back. Everybody just get back.
I saw the look on your face, though. You were stuck in time. You were.
Oh, I was like, wait, what's happening here? Is this real?
Oh my goodness. You were stuck into Harry. Let me tell you something. I'm going to screenshot that. I'm going to make that like a wallpaper of mine. All of your comments, I'm going to make a wallpaper because I'm just know. Y'all know I love you. You know I do. You know I do. Okay. You know I and oh, Malcolm, he said, I try not to curse on your show. I try. No, Malcolm. Don't let him get to you like that. Don't let him get you there. Don't let him. Family, OMG. Welcome. If you have just joined us, look, Chloe came over here. She said, what's happening? What's going on? Chloe's right about it.
He was going to get attacked from the family, from Chloe, everyone. He wasn't going to last long.
Chloe said, Mom, you good? Are you good? You good? Welcome. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol, Riddick, and Dr. Z right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Family, we're talking about it all. We're talking about all things politics. Tonight, that's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing tonight, talking. And we've got our referee, Dr. Z. She's keeping everything in check, except I kind of ran off.
There was no modeling how to handle intense conversations today. I was like, this is great. I can use my skills that I was going to tell our family. Not today. Not today. Not on this segment.
You know what? I'm
sorry,
trying
to find the core beliefs in what he believed and what we believe and find a common ground. But Carol said, I don't care about your common ground.
I do. Oh, no, I do care about the common ground. But see, like I said, you have to come to me in the right spirit. You cannot come out the gate attacking me. No. Now try again. Okay, try again.
So we could have reset them. Like, listen, we hear your frustration.
Whoa.
I was going to reset them, Carol. I had you back.
But you came out attacking yesterday and today. So
you're like, no, not today.
That's not how we do this. Now, when you adult properly from jump, then we can do that. We can have that conversation. But no. Absolutely not. Oh, Eric shares. Don't start no stuff. It won't be none. The word family is gathering. You know what?
They are here with white chairs and everything. Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all. And Dr. Z, I apologize to you because I know you so wanted to address that moment differently. I do. But I did not want that moment to be infectious in a negative way with the family. And that's what it felt to me. It just felt negatively infectious. And I was trying to do some damage control ahead of. That's right.
That was step 4 on my list. Maintain clear boundaries. I had 3 other things before to cut off clear boundaries. But
Nick, help me. Help me, Nick. Nick, help me. Oh my goodness, family, it's time for us to take a commercial break. I think I need it. Okay. I think I need it right now. We will be right back.
Put this date on your calendar, Sunday, July 28th. I'm Tiffany Bacon, and I'd love you to join me for the Breaking Bread live broadcast, brunch, and groove event at Jacob's Restaurant, 7152 Oconce Avenue from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. You can enjoy a fabulous brunch, check out my live discussion with local genealogists on how to trace your roots, and get your groove on with music provided by DJ G Flow. This event will be the end of week reset you didn't know you needed. Eat, dance, and chill at the Breaking Bread Brunch and Groove event at Jacob's Restaurant, 7152 Oakons Avenue from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. on Sunday, July 28th. Admission is free. The food is not. Please be sure to register at wordradio.com/Breaking Bread Brunch. This event is brought to you in partnership with Jacob's Restaurant.
It's the WURD Hot 60.
Hot 60.
Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed from Wake Up with Word.
Joining us now is lawyer and critical race theorist Dr. Tim Golden. He's a visiting professor of philosophy at Whitman College. They changed, the Republicans that is, Mitch McConnell in particular, changed the confirmation process so that you did not have to have the supermajority that you had to have before to get judges in, which meant that both sides had to kind of agree on a judge. He made it a simple majority so that if they had even a 1-vote majority on either side, that they could push a judge through without the other side agreeing on that judge. That's how you got a lot of these judges in here that are these Trump judges, no experience, never tried a case. I mean, crazy stuff, and sitting on a bench for life. They changed the rules. Mitch McConnell and the Republicans changed the rules so that they could do it without the Democrats' agreement.
That's exactly right. They changed the rules to make it, instead of requiring 60 judges, 60 votes rather, now it's a bare majority.
And that's the hottest 60 seconds you missed on Wake Up with Word on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Tune in to Word Radio this Saturday at 10 a.m. for ThurZdayz with City Council. Join conversations that matter to your community with your local City Council members.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Family, OMG. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Dr. Z right here on WURD. Dr. Z, I'm going to fall back in this moment, okay? All right, I'm going to fall back.
No, Carol, you've been doing a great job. No, but I think you made a great point. You showed a great point, even with the caller, because some conversations, as I think Eric said, we just can't have when those particular callers or those particular people within that party come off extremely defensive or attacking. It's no point, because we're not going to even have a conversation to agree to disagree. It's just going to be an attack, and it's just going to cause us to get emotionally dysregulated. We already are frustrated. We have a lot at stake of people of color right now. So that was great for you to do, to cut it off right away, to protect your own peace in that moment.
Yes, and the peace of our family. Listen now. We're going to take another moment and go to the phone lines. Hey there, James. Thank you for calling and welcome. Welcome to the conversation.
Well, good evening, ladies. Carol, Dr. Z.
Hi, James.
Hey, James.
You ladies keep doing what you're doing. Keep spreading the love. I'd like to send welcome. I'd like to send condolences out to the Trump family. Nobody should have to endure that. Political violence is uncalled for. Once again, Thundercats out here, young scholars, old scholars, keep on doing the work, getting it in, because we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. A lot of love out there. I appreciate you, Kyle, spreading it. Keep on. Just keep on. All the negative energy, number demons. Demons come at you 24/7, for all of us.
Always, don't they? They do.
Just got to step away from that. Once again, I love you all, and I'll talk to y'all later on.
Thank you, James, for always calling and sharing some light with us. We appreciate you. Yes, we do. Um, our love light has a question for you, Dr. Z. Do you think he had more going on other than a political difference? Why would you have to be angry to express your opinion? I had that same question.
I can't say he may have more going on. I didn't get a chance to listen to him talk. I did, but I will say, based off the fact that he's looking for opportunities on every radio segment to express this opinion, he probably does have something going. I would probably feel like in his personal life, he's not heard, he's not seen. So let me look for opportunities to be heard and seen. So yes, I do think in that regard, he may have something going on. And I think the anger for many people is they don't know how to communicate. Communication is like hard for so many people, especially when it comes to having conversations around hard topics or things that we agree to disagree on. So the first thing, even if we're not, it doesn't have to be politics. It could be religion. It could be sexuality. It could be any abortion, any hot button topic. People naturally are on the defense. They're naturally ready to attack. So what I would say to that, which I was hoping to show today, Carol, I'm going to keep saying that, is how do we find those core beliefs, right? What are the things that we share when we're having conversations? Where can we find a level of agreement on? Where can we find some equal ground? What are those ground rules in having the conversation? We know that ground rule for Carol is don't attack me as soon as you start talking, because I'm going to shut you down. But we can have a conversation, but let's be clear around what those rules look like for this conversation. So I'm just going to use the example. I have a friend, he's not a believer, he's not a Christian, he doesn't believe in anything. He believes in the universal laws of attraction. I shouldn't say anything. He doesn't believe in what I believe in. And one of the rules we have is he'll say, you say God, I say universe. So anytime we talk about things, the rule is I'll respect your stance, you'll respect my stance, but we both acknowledge each other's opinion around spirituality and religion. That is our ground rule. You say God, I say universe, but this is the common ground.
Well, thank you for that, Dr. Z. I do have a question for you as it pertains to that exchange that I did have with the individual that called. Is there a suggestion for, do you have a suggestion for how you believe I should have handled that, or that I could,
I think you did well, Carol. Cutting it off because it could have created some emotional dysregulation for you. And it goes to the last point I was going to say is having some self-awareness, because if I know that what you're saying is going to trigger me, well, I don't need to, it's not going to help me having this debate with you. It's not going to make it better. It's not going to change anything. I'm not going to change your perspective. You're not going to change my perspective. So knowing when to step away for those conversations is pivotal. So I think I'm joking with you, but I think you did a great job with that hard cutoff and that hard reset, as I would like to call it, of what we're not going to do when we have this conversation. I'm not allowing this. I'm maintaining my peace. I'm keeping my stance, and we're not doing it. So I don't think that if you feel yourself becoming dysregulated, it's no point in engaging in that conversation.
I'm going to go back to the phone lines. Rosalind is joining us. Hi there, Rosalind. Thank you for calling and welcome to the conversation.
Yes, praise the Lord, my WURD family. Carol, Riddick, Nick, the producer, our Dr. Z. I'm feeling good today. I just wanted to call and say I love my family. That's all we got to do. With prayer.
Rosalind, that felt like a hug to my heart.
They keep cutting me off, Facebook, Twitter, everything. Can't tell the truth. People don't want to hear the truth. You tell a lie, they listen to it. You go, Dr. Z. Shout out to Andrea. Who else? Beverly Lomax and Dr. Peterson for letting us have this platform and all the hosts that handle it. But peace, love, prosperity, and let's keep it moving. It's a black thing.
Yeah.
Because I got them all. You understand? But this show, Love and Life, is where we at in reality, in life. Keep moving, Carol. I love you.
Oh,
thanks for taking my call.
Thank you so much. So much. Family, I so appreciate y'all. I do. And I want to be clear too, because I did ask you, Dr. Z, because I am not beyond correction. I'm not beyond no. I'm saying that because I want it to be known and I want to be said because I'm human too. I'll have a moment like the next person, but it is always my intent to lead with love and in love, and that's the best way I know how to handle that. So, and yes, I am very protective of the family and of this space, and I mean it when I say, what I say. I mean it. So, thank you. Thank you all. Really, thank you all. You have absolutely no idea. I don't know that I could put into words just the support that I do feel from you all. So I appreciate that.
They got your back, girl. They got your back.
Listen.
They got your back. They was ready. They had white chairs in the comments. They were ready. Okay. Our family had your back. They were ready. So you don't have to worry. Because whether you ended them, they were going to end them. Harry, Eric, all of them, they were on the sidelines just waiting.
Oh my goodness, y'all. Thank you. Okay, Harry, you listen, Harry. Oh, put that white chair down though, Harry. Okay, because but thank you. Family. All right, Dr. Z, what will you leave us with tonight before we close?
Just be open. Just be open to understanding things that may not be how you think. Have conversations to listen, to understand, not necessarily to argue and try to change someone's mind, or just don't have the conversations at all, because we don't have to have them. But I do believe that conversations like this is necessary. I think it's helpful. I think it gives us a chance to get it out, because we have to sit and watch this on the news every day, hear things that affects our livelihood and our future. So I too, like the caller said, appreciate opportunities where we can come have healthy conversations with our family around politics and just our perspective. And honestly, I know we don't value him and he is looking to attack, but I value that, because it reminds me of the importance of doing the work that we do, because we have people like that out here that have thinking.
Yeah, not that he's not valued. We value him. Yeah, we do. But there's decorum. There is.
There's no value. There's no value. There's no value in attacking someone. There's no value.
No, there's no value in that. We value him though, his opinion.
Oh, as a person, yes.
Yes. But yeah, no, not that. So I'm in agreement with you, Dr. Z. Thank you, family. You already know what I'm going to say. Praising God, from whom all blessings flow always. I'm going to ask that you continue to pray as we all need it. Okay. I thank you, Dr. Z, as always, because I so enjoy when you come to spend time with us. I thank each and every one of our callers. Family, I thank you, everybody, for just sharing your time, your energy, your attention, your intention, your spirit space, all of that good stuff, and your energy. Special thanks to the entire Word family, especially Nick and Niall, for all that you do. Happy birthday once again to all of our love lights who are celebrating. And remember, we are all in this together. So be good to you, but please be good to those around you. Be careful and be kind. All right. God loves you, and so do I. Yes, I do. Family, have a great rest of your night and a great weekend. And be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 until 9 p.m. Eastern Time, for another edition of Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. All right, family, enjoy your weekend.